Hi everyone, it's Karen Jean from Ex Libris Crafts. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today for a very short and fun video. What we're doing here are prototypes, or well, let me make sure I have the camera in a different spot. I want to make sure you guys can see snowmen. We're making snowmen for the winter journal. They're just fun to make and very easy to make. What you're going to need, obviously, is paper, 3 different size circles, the paper cut into 3 different size circles, tiny little bits of trim, either liquid pearls, colored pencils, pens, whatever. What I used here is, and I will show you what I've used, is this paper. I'm using this paper from the Dollar Tree. If you can see, it has a bit of a linen-like look weave to it. And it also has a tiny little bit of glitter sheen to it. I think they even might, well, they do sell other glitter paper. Anyway, it's 12 by 12 at the Dollar Tree. So 3 pieces of paper for $1. It's not a very heavy cardstock. It's, if I had to guess, I would say maybe it might be about 60 pound, maybe less than that. I don't know. But so they have packs of white. In my Dollar Tree, they have a pack of white, just the white paper, and then they also sell a pack of, it's a sheet of pastel blue, pastel pink, and pastel green, kind of like, I guess, baby nursery colors or something. So over here, kind of what off screen is all my different size circle punches that I have: a 2.5 inch, a 2 inch, a 1.5 inch, a 1 inch, and a 5/8 inch. And I've tried these using different sizes, and the size that I like best is a 2 inch, a 1.5 inch, and a 1 inch. I use these 3 punches. If you don't have punches, you can freehand circles. You can use bottles, that you have 3 different size bottles to trace around. This is not meant to set you back any money. Just use what you have on hand. So what I have here is, so I'm going to make sure that I have the right side of the paper up, the correct side, and I make sure that the weave is going in the correct direction. I want to make sure that I'm centered as well. I might be a little off center, so let me move over here. This might be more center. Whoops. Well, I guess that's where we're going to put it. Let me smooth that out with my finger. So that's the 2 inch. This is the 1.5 inch. Kind of going in the same direction. Okay. And then the 1 inch. Now, let me put a drop and just a teeny tiny drip. This is art glitter glue that I'm using. I just got these bottles today. They're the Sweet Sugar Bell icing bottles, squeeze bottles. I've seen online, on YouTube videos, some of my other crafters in the crafting world are using them. Let me just there. There's our naked snow person. And so I'm very excited to have these bottles because this is Fabrifix and this is art glitter glue. And especially with Fabrifix, when I take the cap off, I just get this volcanic explosion of the glue all over the place. I am a little disappointed. I just bought them without really reading the description. I was hoping that they were going to be twist caps, but they're not, because these are, you can unscrew these and it comes off. It's an icing tube, just like icing. So I'm using my, I have a couple of long quilting pins there to keep them closed. I really would like twist caps on them. Anyway, so there's my snowman. Now, what I also have here is I have different 1/8 inch wide blue ribbon, right? Really skinny ribbon. And these are very inexpensive. Michael's, Joann's are like 99 cents or 79 cents regular priced. So, and I've been using this blue one with the dots because the dots can, be like snow. I like it. So I'm just going to cut off a bit here. When I first was doing this, I was really just using the bits and bobs that were in my trim bucket. You know, like this, I wouldn't throw this out. Something like this when I'm creating, I'd put it in my little scrap bucket. I have paper scrap buckets and rhinestone scrap buckets and fabric scrap buckets and trim scrap buckets. Anyway, I'm putting a tiny dot of Fabrifix there on where I envisioned the neck to be, and just put that ribbon there, twist it around the neck again. Whoops, come on. I'm going to put another dot of Fabrifix on top. And just crisscross it over for the snow person's scarf. Excuse me. My studio is up on the second floor of the house, and it's a very warm day here in southeastern Pennsylvania. Although I don't know if I'm really considered to be southeastern Pennsylvania anymore, but it's a very warm day. When you see me doing that, I'm rubbing the glue off of my fingers. Okay, so there's the scarf. I might want to change the angle of that just a little bit. There. There. Now, if I was using, you could use liquid pearls for this. You can use anything you want. What I've used here is I have a glaze pen. I have a glaze pen that I purchased online through Amazon, and it came in, there were, I don't know, maybe 12 different colors or something. It dries immediately like a regular pen does, but if you can see, it has a tiny little glaze sheen to it, and it's raised just a little bit. You can use liquid pearls. Liquid pearls are nice. It gives you a completely different, it gives a dimension, and you have to let liquid pearls dry. So if you do use liquid pearls in any of your projects, you know that you're going to want to put them on last so that, and then let them sit overnight. But this, and what I can, if I decide I want to go back later, is I can just put liquid pearls over those dots. To make the larger dots, I pressed in harder and didn't give as much pressure for the smaller dots. For the carrot nose, I have a Papermate Ink Joy orange pen. I love these Ink Joys. A wide color variety there as well. Ink Joy pens or gel pens. I had gel pens, but they were like 5 years old and they didn't work for me anymore. It's because I hadn't used them in so long. And there's my little orange nose, my carrot nose. Now, for the cap, and you could put any kind of cap you want. Here, I'm trying to get the impression of a woolen cap. But you could do like a top hat if you had black paper, or any shape hat that you want. What I have is I've cut out a heart here out of this very, very thin foam that I got at, you guessed it, Dollar Tree. In the packet of foam that you get, I don't know how many, it's very, very thin, very, very thin foam, which is perfect for this. So, but if I leave it as is, it looks kind of silly. You don't need a die set to do this. You can, cut out a heart using a piece of paper to do that. Remember how we would fold the paper in half and draw half a heart on it? And then open it up, and there would be our heart. Cut it out and open it up. So I'm just putting a slight curve on this, right? Cutting off the bottom bit of the heart there. And let's see. And hopefully it hangs over a little bit over the circle. It does. It's a little bit larger than the white circle. So there's the cap. Again, I'm going to use just a touch of Fabrifix here. Might be a bit of a glop of Fabrifix. A touch of Fabrifix. I could smooth that out with my finger, but I might just wind up rubbing it off. So I'm putting this down. Right now, my snowman looks like a guy from the French Revolution, right? So, excuse me. What I had been doing is I had also been cutting off the tip of that hat, but maybe I want to leave the tip of the hat to put the little pom-pom. But I will cut it off for the purposes of this because it's what I have been doing. So I'm just going in here with my scissors and just kind of rounding off the tip of that cap. Just getting that pointy part off. Okay. Now I'm going back in. These here too, I've used this eyelash trim that I have here. I don't know if it's crochet yarn or what it's called. I got it at Walmart. Here's the whole thing, right? Not quite sure if that's considered eyelash trim or not. But I like the color. I got it at Walmart a long time ago. Beginning of the pandemic, I think. So I could do that. Or I can use this here's embroidery floss. But I think I'm going to stick with this because I like the dimension that it gives, right? I don't know, though, if I want those green colors in there. So let me go back. Oh, perfect. Let me go back to this. See, there's blue. Cut it off. And again, Fabrifix. Down, just put a little bead on the edge there. And lay down this blue yarn. If you have yarn, you could use that. You could use anything. Use what's on hand. This is purely an example of how we are only limited by our own imaginations. So let's go ahead and use them in creating our art. Put it that way. There. Might want to just trim off that little bit of eyelash and that little bit of eyelash, a little bit there. Right. And I have a teeny tiny bit of, I'm going to do a teeny tiny bit of the trim. Like, what is that? 1/4 of an inch of that. These, my snips seem to be snipping lately. Okay, I'm going to fold it in half a little bit there, right? Touch that with some Fabrifix just to mush that bit together. Put a dot of Fabrifix there on the top of the cap. And, ooh, this is the messiest part, me trying to get this thing. There's all my fingers. Glue is all over all my fingers. Let me get it in there. There. Not quite what I was hoping for, but it still looks cute. What is this here? There. And there we go. There's our snow person. Now what I will do with this one is I will take my liquid pearls, because that eye looks a little wonky to me there. I could fix it if I go back with that pen, but I'm going to take my liquid pearls. They work better if you store them upside down and if they're warm. Now I'm going to try to keep my hands out of the way. Maybe I will go down here so you can see what I'm doing. Can you see? Let me see. Make sure you can see. Okay, so I'm just a little bit. Of course, now I need to see. Here we go. Putting black on black, it's kind of hard to see. There we go. There's an eye. I think I got some there already. There's an eye. Okay. So what I do is I dot it down And then I like circle around and twist it as I'm coming up so that it'll give that shape. There. And when it dries, it will dry round and pearl-like. Okay, let's take you back up. And there is our snow person. Our snow family. Or our snow friends. So there we go. Again, thank you so much for stopping by, spending some of your precious time with me. If you do decide to make these, I'm trying to clear away the space here so you can see. If you do decide to make them, you can find me on Instagram, Ex Libris Crafts, as well as Facebook, Ex Libris Crafts. I would love to see your pictures of what you have done, to see how you interpret this. So please, if you make these, take pictures and show them to me. Okay, again, we're only limited by our own imaginations. Let yours run wild. Thanks for stopping by.